Tory of Detroit.
Yep. All right, you guys ready to do this? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Garage Talk Podcast. As always, my name is Tyler Warner. With me is Vince Wheatley.
That's me.
And Tim Vogler.
Hey!
And welcome into the garage. As always, thank you for listening and or watching. And we actually seriously, genuinely mean that this time of year. Because I don't know what it is about the holidays, but people don't listen to people don't listen to our podcast during the holidays. So if you are one of the few who have tuned in, thank you much, because we sincerely appreciate it. I always get a little depressed this time of year.
Why?
Because
the big sad.
family.
Like
friends.
you know how we joke about nobody listening?
Yeah.
We joke about that. Come holiday season, literally nobody listens besides a handful of people. So, thanks for coming into episode 193. What are we gonna do for two Hunskies? We're gonna do something big.
Make fun of Grady some more.
We should just line up our most consistent listeners and have like a firing squad, trash talk.
That'd be great.
We'll line them up against the closet there.
Perfect.
Or roast the fans. Is that what it is?
Ooh, that's a good one, Tim.
A fan roast.
A fan roast, I like that. Or let the fans roast us.
Oh.
Except for
I don't know if you could handle that.
me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Nobody would roast me. It'd be of you guys.
Exactly. Tyler, that's what I'm talking about.
They have no ammunition.
Nothing against me. I'm perfect. I do no wrong.
Episode shows up and they're just like, it's just all Tyler. And he's just sitting there like, what happened?
I lost the audio. Audio's gone. Video's purged. Everything. So let's dive into it. Big week for college football. I want to start off talking about Brian Kelly. Actually, no, I want to start off talking about Lincoln Riley's contract, because last week when we broke the news, we didn't have the details of that yet.
And I was right. They replaced him with Bob Stoops.
Yeah, he stepped in for a game. Or, the bowl game or whatever.
Yeah.
But so USC wanted Lincoln Riley so bad. They bought his house that he was living in Oklahoma, bought him a new house in Southern California, gave him, what was it, $12 million a year? It was maybe it's $10 million a year. Something ridiculous.
$110 million.
What was it?
$110 million.
For 10 years?
Uh,
Yeah, it's not 110 a year.
The John Gruden contract.
Yeah. So we got that. And then also USC is like giving him and his family like access to a private jet year round.
24/7 too.
Yeah, 24/7. It's insane. Like,
Jesus.
None of this is confirmed, by the way. None of it's confirmed.
really?
Yeah. It's all rumored.
Did Sir Yacht report this?
No.
Well, we're on people on like
Robert Hefner the Fifth.
nationally syndicated radio went with this story, so I'm going with it too.
Okay.
So that is what he got, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
This was from 5 days ago, though. So I mean.
Yeah, we should have been college football coaches.
It's so easy.
We should just start applying.
Yeah. Might as well.
So there's that, and then there's the whole Brian Kelly debacle that went down with Notre Dame. So he was on a, in quotations, recruiting trip in Southern California, got on his private jet, was flying back to Notre Dame. Where's Notre Dame from? Indiana?
They're Indiana, yeah.
Where is it? What's it called?
They're,
The town?
Doesn't
matter.
South Bend?
Yeah, South Bend. That's what word I was looking for. He's flying back to South Bend, gets the call from LSU, like, hey, you got the job. And he's like, cool. Texted all of his players, like, hey, I'm going to LSU team meeting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. They all show up at 7 a.m. He's like, all right, guys, this is – did you guys watch the video? One of the players, like, snuckily videotaped his, like, goodbye speech.
Damn.
It was a grand total.
That's cold-blooded.
It was a grand total of 4 minutes, and I watched it, and it was the most bullshit thing I've ever seen. Like, he was giving like PR press talk. Like, he was acting like he was talking to the media. He's like, yeah, I just had to, this is a new challenge for me and my family, and yada yada yada. It's like, you're gonna sit here and tell these guys to their face that you just wanted a new challenge and that you think that they're the best team in the country and all this shit, and then you're like, all right, well, nice knowing you guys. I'm heading down to LSU. So Brian Kelly's gotten a lot of flack for that. Did you see?
Well, Lincoln Riley didn't do much better, or probably was worse.
But Brian. Well, one, Notre Dame still had a chance in the playoffs at this time. Oklahoma did not. Two, Brian Kelly has a long history of doing this. So I think Brian Kelly's a piece of shit. Did you see his introduction like ceremony at the basketball game.
Oh.
Is it halftime?
Fake Southern.
Yeah,
accent.
where you give it. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
most cringiest thing. Brian Kelly might be the most full of shit human being on planet Earth right now. It's insane.
Well, bullshit can get you paid, I guess. It's if you're good at it.
Yeah, I guess so. But they seem pretty hyped. They promoted the Notre Dame promoted the defensive coordinator, and like the guys were like rallying around him and stuff. So
yeah,
cool. I hope Brian Kelly crashes and burns at LSU.
I hope Notre Dame crashes and burns too.
Why?
Fuck Notre Dame.
I was really hoping Notre
Yeah.
Dame. I was really cheering for them to get in the playoffs and then to win the whole thing.
why?
So Brian Kelly can sit on his couch and cry and wipe his tears with $1,000 bills if those exist.
Yeah, I don't get that, but that's fine.
Why do you hate Notre Dame?
Everybody hates Notre Dame unless you're
Yes.
Catholic.
Right.
I
You
mean-
Catholic? When did
Hey,
you
maybe.
convert? No, they think they're better than.
Yeah. There's
Like-
Yeah, no, I get that. Like I normally I don't really like Notre Dame, but I don't see this. I didn't know everybody hated Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, no, it's a pretty universal thing.
At least you should.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of things in my life make sense. So I had
Or
a
not.
middle school math teacher who's a huge Notre Dame fan. He got fired because he
Did little
sexually
kids.
harassed
Yeah.
some girl. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
See?
There you go.
Saying.
Okay. Yep. I'm sold. We've
That's
cracked
every
the
Notre
code.
Dame fan.
Every
dude.
Notre Dame.
Every single one.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Your local priest, probably a Notre Dame fan. There you go. That's yeah.
Catholic priest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this might be a big anti-Catholic podcast.
Yeah,
Well, except for Tyler, you're kind of middle of the road apparently.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
the religion itself is very into giving back to people, but ran by people who touch children. So yeah, that's kind of the double edge on the whole
Yeah.
Catholicism thing. Yeah.
Imagine if we just replaced Catholic with the word Jew. Think how angry Tim would be right now. I guess some religions are okay to make fun of and others aren't, Tim. Is that right?
Well, because Jews are a race.
Eh,
That's a race of people.
give or take. Give or take.
Valid criticism is accepted always, but invalid is not. That's criticizing the Catholic Church. There's tons of things that you could have ammunition for that, I guess.
Like you could criticize. What's the word? There's like the different sects of Judaism.
Oh, like the
ones that hate
the
Palestine.
Orthodox Jews.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a sect of Judaism that's like really against Palestine. Like they like kill Palestinians like for fun.
Yeah, the city of Jerusalem.
Not the city of
Yeah.
Jerusalem, but
Yeah.
Anywho, we're getting way off
Anyway.
topic.
Yeah.
Nebraska former quarterback Adrian Martinez
Mm-hmm.
has entered the transfer portal. I'm assuming what happened is he got fired pretty much. Just told like, hey,
nope,
what?
That's not what happened.
Just
Oh, you
just the-
Vince has some
was,
inside source
was it
here?
was it just the fact that,
Got some juicy inside scoops.
or what was the thing? Because the thing I heard is just us going to the transfer portal automatically made him want to leave. Us looking for another quarterback.
No.
Okay, Vince has
I
the
don't
inside
know.
sources
Okay.
here. Let's see what you have to say.
So supposedly, unnamed sources. I will leave them unnamed.
Yeah, we're professional journalists here.
Yeah.
Mm.
No. So Adrian, he was pressured kind of by his family, I guess, to enter the transfer portal because of the whole his broken jaw that he played through. And Coach Frost, instead of being, an adult or a responsible coach, kept playing him while he had a broken jaw. They didn't like that too much, and so they kind of encouraged Adrian to leave because, coach's mismanagement of players and how he uses them. So that was kind of a big reason. And then apparently after the Iowa loss, Frost also started, I guess he had kind of a meltdown a bit and then the Adrian Martinez transfer thing, and he had a bit of a meltdown and was like, I don't know, he was going off on players and coaches and stuff. And it
In
got
the locker room, or
locker room, watching tapes and stuff. And it got to the point, though, where it got so bad that Trev Alberts, who was in Indiana for some like Big Ten athletic director meeting sort of thing, actually turned back around, came back to Lincoln to kind of
Put the
clear
fire out?
Yeah, to kind of bring things back together. So, yeah, it's a shit show.
That's it. The second half of your statement seems a bit of a stretch.
It could be, it could not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you could. I'm sure you could find a way to find Trev Albert's plane ticket purchases and
I'll look
whenever
You
we
have the
get
computer.
verify.
I mean,
I will say though,
I've done my research.
but this does make me happy though. So I am kind of glad that Scott Frost had Adrian play through a broken jaw because it's led to this now. It's like one of those things like where like you were like
So
management.
now you're in Scott Frost's corner.
well, I feel like
so
I
you know,
feel like
when
that's
management's trying to push you out the door. They do things like this.
I still feel like that's wholly up to Adrian. I mean, if he says he can't go, he can't go. I don't know. That's it's not
what
like
it sounded like is that
he's got
Adrian,
a gun to his
Adrian
head or anything.
being a competitor was like, I'll play through this because that's what competitors do. You can hate Adrian as much as he wants, but he wanted to play. He wanted to give Nebraska the best opportunity to win. And
But that
Coach
comes
Frost-
down. But it
Coach
comes down to
Frost-
the coach having a responsibility
exactly.
to say,
Coach
yeah.
Frost, he's like, oh, your jaw's broken, but you really want to play. Yeah, that should be fine. Go ahead.
Hey, you said you wanted to play.
Yeah, that's not my fault. I'm not the responsible adult. He's a grown ass kid.
Now, do you feel the same way though about NFL?
NFL is a bit different because I mean these are college kids, right? And even with the whole like making money off your likeness sort of thing, they're not really getting paid to play football. They're getting paid now for their likeness and like for sponsorships, whatever. They're not getting paid to play football. So in the NFL, you're a grown man. This is your career now. It's kind of up to you to decide, okay, do I want to risk further injury of myself, potentially like life-changing or season-ending injury to myself and give my team the best opportunity to win, or take a game or two off, let myself get rested back up. If the team loses, well, that's how it goes, you know.
But
So-
you don't think the coach should say something if he thinks the player's not good to go?
Oh, the NFL, yeah. I mean, like the coach has a say too, you know. Like the player can make a choice, but ultimately it's up to the coach. Because I mean,
Yeah.
he runs the team.
Yeah,
right?
that makes sense. And I guess what you're saying too, because like in the NFL, everybody's hurt. Everybody's, especially this time of year, everybody's
Yeah.
playing through injuries. So it's kind of like that is, I feel, a little bit more up to the player than whereas in college, it's a bit different.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's a whole lot different. So
Now, does your inside source have any scoops on where he could be transferring to?
so far there hasn't been any like real.
The rumor I saw was that he was visiting somebody in the Big 12 this weekend.
Yeah,
so
I heard it was Kansas State, 'cause that's where his girlfriend's going.
Oh, I've
I
heard
could
That
see
was
it.
from
too.
Reddit.
I
so
I
don't know how
actually
accurate, but I don't have.
I could see
sources.
him going to either Kansas. Actually, it would make sense. It would be kind of.
I hope he doesn't go to
fitting.
K-State, man. That'd be sad. They've never won a championship in anything ever. It'd be bad.
Well, no matter where he goes, he's not going to go win a championship next year unless he transfers to Alabama. That's not going to happen.
You don't know that.
Pretty confident.
You can be confident, but you don't know.
I do know.
Your inside sources are telling you.
My inside sources
I
of
don't
my
know.
brain having an understanding of the
It
college
just-
football landscape.
It just sucks, though. Adrian's a likable person and guy. It just sucks that he was never able to get it figured out here, and
Yeah, it
it's
was.
just kind of heartbreaking to see it all end this way.
Yeah, I think it was a good
But-
move. I think both sides needed it.
Yeah,
Nebraska
it
and
would've
Scott
just
Frost needed to have a year without him, and Adrian honestly needed a year without Scott Frost. It was just one of those things that we had a run. You know, we spent 4 years together. We did our best to make it work. It just didn't work.
And I hope next year, dude. I hope he fucking puts on a goddamn clinic wherever he is, and
Yeah.
just like puts you to.
Oh
shuts
yeah,
you
just
the
to
hell
prove
up.
me wrong.
Yeah.
It'd
He
be
won't.
awesome.
He won't. But you can hope for that.
Whatever you say, pal.
it'd be great.
You have to.
I mean, if he goes to K-State, it's like okay, that's not. He's not gonna.
K-State ain't a bad.
Where do you want him to
they're
go,
just
then?
they're just middle of the road They win games.
What college program is good enough for him to go to for you to prove me wrong?
I feel like something like he would have to stay somewhere like Midwest or like a Southern school. I don't know.
You'd want him to go to somewhere like Georgia or Alabama where they have the best team around.
Obviously, would I want him to? Yeah, of course. I want the best.
You want him to go, but you want him to go be a backup?
Yeah, sure. I don't know, but I don't know. It's like something. It'd be kind of cool, like maybe Tennessee or something like that. I think, or something like that. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to end up in the SEC.
Tennessee is the Nebraska of the SEC.
Yeah,
it's true, but he could at least I don't know, show a little something.
Yeah,
and against much harder opponents. So
either way, this finally debunks our theory that Scott Frost, or our question of, is Scott Frost going to die on the Adrian Martinez hill?
Can't now.
He can't. Like
Adrian's
family. Yeah.
Adrian Martinez just single-handedly saved Scott Frost's career because now everybody be like, he'll probably just play Smothers because he has to. Well, he was here.
Well, unless we score something unforeseen in the transfer portal, it'll be Smothers probably for sure. But
why can't we just get a cool freshman quarterback who comes out and wins a championship? Why can't we have a freshman quarterback like Jameis Winston or Tim Tebow or one of those guys who just came out and
Martinez
just balls out?
A Big 12 championship.
That's true. Was that his freshman year he did?
I don't think it was his freshman.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
His
Sophomore.
Yeah.
I want a freshman stud who just comes in here and turns out to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Why is that so hard to get somebody like that?
Because it requires recruiting. We don't do that here.
We like to recruit in state.
Yeah.
We got Mickey Joseph now.
Who the hell's Mickey Joseph?
That's our new.
The
that's
receiver,
our new.
the
That's our
assistant
new
coach.
Yeah. That's what we got from LSU.
Yeah,
after all that,
he came back or whatever.
Yeah, that's everybody's excited about. At least he's the recruiter. He recruited Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
Ooh, okay.
So,
did he recruit Joe Burrow too?
Well, Joe Burrow just. I mean,
but did he recruit him from Ohio State?
Well, as far as receivers, those are the two big names. That's makes him really exciting and adds some flair.
That's cool, but the difference is that at LSU they had Joe Burrow throwing those guys the ball.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow just transferred from Ohio State because he had Justin Fields in front.
A fucking idiot. So.
Well, Joe Burrow couldn't run an offense that Scott Frost puts on.
Probably not, but still.
I don't know.
Joe Burrow. Would you rather have Joe Burrow or Adrian Martinez?
Oh, Joe Burrow for sure.
There you go. Shut up.
Okay, fair enough.
What do you mean?
Touche. Oh, Joe. That was a fun duel today. Joe versus Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of a back and forth game. I prefer Joe over Justin.
Yeah.
I just prefer Justin because he's my fantasy quarterback. But
no bias.
They're both fun. They're both fun to watch. I mean, Justin Herbert, the cannon on that dude is just amazing, and him just bombing it to Mike Williams.
I will admit, so
awesome to watch.
I sit up here and I'm very pretentious, especially towards Vince, on how that I have a greater knowledge and understanding of quarterback play and that kind of thing, and I really tout myself on being a true expert in the field of quarterbacks. I did really miss the mark on Justin Herbert. I've been on record saying that he was going to be an awful draft pick out of Oregon. I thought he was going to be terrible in the NFL and it wouldn't work out. I was completely wrong.
Eat your own hat. Eat it right now.
If it makes you feel better, I mean, I didn't anticipate it either. And it's terrifying because now you have fucking Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes in the same division. I'm just like, come on.
And Derek Carr.
Come on, guys! Two
Destiny Car now is that what we'll be calling him?
Why?
Oh, did you not watch that video on NFL memes?
I
yesterday?
did. That just seems like quite a bit of a stretch to mention on a podcast.
I'm still laughing about it. It still makes me laugh. That was one of the better. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
I'm just saying, it's getting a little out of hand how many good quarterbacks are all of a sudden deciding to show up in our division, and I'm just like, can we not? Can we stop? Can we all just be on the same playing field for a season? Please.
You have Teddy Bridgewater. You have two quarterbacks. Andrew Luck.
Teddy Bridgewater is not a good quarterback.
He's an okay quarterback.
I don't think he's any better than Drew Lock.
He's a little more safe with the ball than Drew Lock. Is Drew Lock
unless he does turn it over and then he won't even attempt to try and tackle the person who got it. So.
That's true. Is Drew Lock starting tonight against the Chiefs?
I haven't verified that yet. Let me double check.
I think it's supposed to be Teddy.
Is it?
I know Teddy. I knew Teddy when
struggling.
Teddy was questionable, but
Yeah, because he's been struggling with some injuries and stuff, and I thought he kind of aggravated it a bit last week. But
while you're looking that up, though, I know, because going back to the college coach thing with how Lincoln Riley left and Brian Kelly left, everybody's like, it's just the nature of the beast. It's just how college football coaches work. I do just want to say Scott Frost did not do that. Like when we hired him at a UCF, he stayed at UCF.
He went to that.
He finished their season.
Yeah.
So it is possible to do it.
Mm-hmm.
sorry, what'd you say?
I was giving Scott Frost kudos and having a little bit of integrity in the way that he left UCF came to Nebraska.
Yeah.
And it's same with Brian Kelly. You could have literally said, you could have got on the phone and told LSU, give me a day or two to think about it, and you could have gone and addressed your players privately.
Yeah. Do you think Lincoln Riley this would have been different? Would this news have come out later if they had won against Oklahoma State?
That's tough.
Because that just seemed like
I
it's
think
like
so.
Okay, now pull the trigger because
well, yeah, I think that's kind of how it was because the Oklahoma season was over when they lost to Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
because they were out of the Big 12 championship, and then there's no way they were getting to the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
If they would have won, I think Lincoln probably would have stayed. Don't you think? A chance to play in the
it's
playoffs?
just I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know if they would have held off until after the season then, or what would have, or if this was happening no matter what.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's hard to say. And like I said, all those guys they have coach speak, and when they talk to the press,
Yeah.
like I remember it was on the Brian Kelly actually went on the Dan Patrick show after the announcement came out and everything, and he asked how long have you been talking to LSU or whatever, and he's like, oh, I don't know, my agent does all that, and he presents me the opportunities that come. It's like, oh, bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
You can't tell me he just sent you a text a day ago saying, hey, LSU wants to offer you a job. Come on.
Or was it the beginning of the season that Ed Orgeron said this is it, or was that mid-season?
It was mid-season.
Yeah, probably since then.
Yeah, that's exactly. The writing was kind of on the wall. Any word, Vince?
Everything is just old news. Don't know why.
Check Jay Glazer's Twitter.
Jay Glazer's Twitter. Okay.
So let's do you guys want to talk about the college football playoff?
Yeah.
And I guess the weekend recap. So it's kind of ironic. So ranked 1 through 4 coming into this weekend was Georgia at number 1, Michigan number 2, Alabama number 3, and Cincinnati number 4. All 4 of those teams are now in the playoffs. So they just shuffled it up around. So Cincinnati beat Houston handedly for the AAC Conference Championship, and they are now they secured a number 4 seed. Michigan cobble-whopped Iowa back to the Stone Age where they belong, and it was beautiful. Like Nebraska should have been in the Big Ten Championship because we would have taken it down to the wire.
I didn't get to watch that because Vince didn't have it on.
Yeah, Iowa scored 3 points total. Iowa's an absolute joke. They're a disgrace to football. They're a disgrace to the United States. Iowa's a disgrace in every sense of the word. And it was so nice watching Jim Harbaugh put the smackdown
Get what they deserve
on their pathetic football playing butts.
But Iowa's punting yards were just astronomically great.
Yep,
that's what they have to hang their hat.
I'm real happy for their punter. So that was great. So Michigan won, and then it came down to the SEC championship between Georgia and Alabama. And,
So predictable.
Georgia is a joke, absolute joke. Like they made the Alabama offense that could barely score against Auburn looked like the best offense college football seen in the last 10 years.
They lost. Alabama did lose one of their best receivers last night, but they have all the fucking receivers in the world probably. So they're
and it was so great. The college football playoff committee was watching that game and just their pants were down. They were fully going. They saw Alabama won. They go, yes, they put Alabama number 1. Alabama's first in the country right now in the playoffs.
Yep.
Even last week, Michigan Michigan was ranked second. They were ranked higher than Alabama.
Yep.
And Michigan didn't get a single touchdown scored on them in their conference championship game.
Mm-hmm.
But now somehow Alabama's ranked ahead of Michigan.
Yeah.
Going into the playoff.
That's how it works.
So playoffs will be Alabama versus Cincinnati, which I hope Cincinnati just gives it to 'em.
Please.
I mean, I think we all know
Please.
that's probably impossible, but if I might go buy a Cincinnati Bearcat hat.
I'll buy
They-
a jersey.
They need to
Let's
put
do it.
They need to put Al Michaels on the call, and it better be a fucking miracle, because god damn it.
How great would that be though? The playoff committee would be in shambles if Cincinnati beat Alabama in the first round. They would just be crying.
I would love it.
Yeah.
We can dream.
We can dream. No, I'm really nervous about this. It's just going to be another Alabama Georgia.
Yeah, it'll be Alabama Georgia.
But at
in the
least
finals.
there's some sense that it could be different. Like at this point, it's like
nothing
you-
would make me happier. Like even with the Huskers having the season they did, I will. Yeah, like I said, I'll buy a Cincinnati jersey. I don't even own a Huskers jersey. I'll buy a Cincinnati jersey before I buy a Huskers jersey if they beat Alabama.
When is the game? When is the game? Yeah, Vince, look it up.
I got you.
When are the games being played? Because we should have a little
December
watch party.
20 something probably.
Little
I can't
watch
remember
party
when.
where we all come together as lifelong Cincinnati fans.
If it could be an SEC free college football championship.
Well, that
December,
would just-
December
oh, I want
31st,
Okay, December. Oh,
New Year's Eve,
all right. What time?
2:30 p.m. Let's go.
I know what I'm doing New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And when's the Georgia and Michigan game?
God damn it.
Later that day, probably.
Yeah, but I assume like 7 p.m. Type faster, Vince.
So I hope Michigan can pull it off against Georgia as well.
Yeah, it's
and-
later that night, 6:30 p.m.
That's kind of not fair that they do that to us on New Year's Eve. Like some of us might have plans, you know.
I mean, as long as neither of these games are going until midnight, so you still have time to do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Unless Cincinnati pulls an Auburn and takes Alabama to 4 overtimes or something.
Which is possible.
It could
No,
happen,
it'd have
man.
to be the Michigan and Georgia game
Right.
that goes into the quad overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, big Cincinnati. This is a big Cincinnati Bearcat podcast.
I
We're
mean,
big fans.
I mean, I'm rooting for him, but I'm not gonna be like a.
So if they beat Alabama, you're still just gonna be, oh yeah, good job, guys. Don't really care.
Sure.
The fuck, Tim.
Not till they win it all. I'm not gonna be.
You might as well just screamed "roll tide" into the mic right then.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
You just
No.
being on the fence
I'm-
of Cincinnati means that you are.
No, I hope they win. It's
better
just
start
I'm not.
speaking-
I'm not gonna jump on the being for it. I don't know.
So you really don't you don't care if Alabama makes it to the finals.
No, I don't want Alabama to.
Well, apparently
Well,
it sounds
then
like you
need
do.
to jump on the fucking bandwagon then, bud.
Tim, start speak
I'm
speak
just-
with a southern accent the rest of this podcast.
I'm just going to. I'm not gonna jump all the way on the bandwagon. I'm just gonna ride on the back.
I thought you were
and just-
superstitious.
What?
You can't be halfway on the bandwagon.
Yeah, are you
You're-
superstitious or not, Tim?
Well, actually, my superstitions would tell me to root for Alabama. That way, that Cincinnati would win. But I'm not gonna do that.
Well, it
But
sounds kind
still.
of like you are.
So
So,
then why do you dress up in all your Rams outfits all the time? Because you
It's
hope they
different.
lose?
It's different.
Oh, is that different now? It's different for that. Superstitions are different.
It's very complicated.
well, fine. Vince and I are massive Bearcat fans.
Yep.
And we
Unless you lose, then I hate you.
Yeah, and then we'll be mad, and then
Yeah.
we'll be angry at you.
See,
What-
that's the same thing. I'm just closer because knowing the reality, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Pick a
Might as
side, Tim. Centrist piece of shit.
No, if they beat Alabama, I will be all for them.
Who are you guys
Getting
pulling
it.
for then in the Georgia and Michigan game?
I mean, I don't really.
I could
care.
probably go either way on that
Yeah,
one.
I don't really care enough about Michigan. Like Georgia, I like Georgia, but I don't really care. for that one.
They both have the inability to complete a season, so
They
it's
bo-
just gonna,
Both of them
so it'll
have
be-
the inability to beat Alabama. So
Yeah,
Cincinnati's
exactly.
literally our only hope.
Yeah, right.
That's why we're jumping on the
Yeah.
bandwagon, Tim.
They need everyone they can get.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're our last hope.
I don't think. I think it's going to be Georgia for sure, probably, but I don't know. I wouldn't be. Yeah, I wouldn't be upset with either one that wins on that one. Actually, I'd go either way.
Yeah, I'm really bummed that Alabama ended up winning because
Yeah.
it kind of took some of the steam and excitement out of the. Because imagine if we had a college football playoff where it's Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, and then I guess it'd probably be Notre Dame then.
It would've been
Were they?
Alabama.
Even if they lost to Georgia, you think?
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's true. Unless Oklahoma State won, but Oklahoma
That's
State
true,
lost.
yeah.
Even if Alabama lost, they probably would be in.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The committee wouldn't miss their chance there. Oh, did you guys hear Mario Cristobal is going to Miami?
The Oregon.
The Oregon coach.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I just was watching that before I came
Coaching
over.
moves go happening this offseason
Yeah, he got-
already.
Yeah, he got spanked by Utah twice in a row, and he's like, "Yep, I guess I'll go to Florida."
Yeah, that Pac-12 championship. Holy
Yeah, that was bad. So yeah, college
a
football
beatdown.
was very exciting for half a minute, and it's
Back to its
kind of back to
Normal.
where it is.
Mhm.
It'll be very exciting again if Cincinnati wins. But as we all know, it's gonna be either Alabama and Georgia in the final, or it's gonna be Alabama and Michigan gets probably completely blanked in the finals.
yeah.
So those are the only two realistic scenarios, I think. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Help us, Cincinnati.
Please.
Your only hope. Nice little Leia impersonation there.
It was a great layup
Mm.
impersonation.
I'm a pretty good impersonator. Have you heard my Harley Quinn one?
Oh, let's hear it.
Hey, Mr. J.
Spot. I thought Harley Quinn was sitting right
she
across from me. Holy shit. Wow.
Dude,
You got all
your
excited.
your bubbles last night was fucking cracking me up.
Thank
Give me
you.
some,
What happened?
Give me some bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, okay, so Bubbles. You can do it?
Have you watched Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, I've never heard
Yeah.
you do Bubbles, though.
Not Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Can you do a Powerpuff Girl, though, impersonation?
I haven't seen that show in so long. I couldn't even remember how they sounded.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Wow. I was taken back at the
I
It's a
should, I
little-
should be a
little-
voice actor.
little-
I honestly
Taken
should.
back at
That's a
the-
little Mickey Mouse.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Okay. Well, fuck, Julian. There's goddamn Sam Squanches out there eating up all the weed, messing with my kitties.
That's pretty good.
Thanks. I wanted to, like, he had this one saying, and I wish I would have remembered it. I might have to rewatch that episode and then just, like, write it down so that way I'll for sure remember it. But it was, like, one of the funniest bubble quotes I've ever heard. That show's cracking me up, man. I'm rewatching it.
Nice. I can do a Patrick Star.
Oh, yeah?
No, this is Patrick. Well, I can do that phrase. That's it.
I could do that. And that's it. Oh.
You got any impersonations, Tim?
Probably.
Your Mickey
but-
one was pretty good.
Oh. I don't know.
Oh, gosh,
Nate-
Mickey. Oh, gosh, Minnie, that's a fat pussy. Sorry.
I used to be able to good Taz.
Oh,
Which
do
is
it,
just
do Taz.
Which is just all noises.
Okay. I was into it.
I can do a Donnie from the Wild Thornberries.
There you go.
Did you know it's Flea?
Yeah.
From the Chili Peppers? Yeah. They paid him to just come in and make
Just
ridiculous
do
to literally just be Flea into a microphone.
You got Tim Curry on the other side of the room, and then you got Flea doing.
I was blown away. When I was watching Trailer Park Boys, there's this musician that I really like named Jesse Stewart, and he was just in the season 9 finale. He was just there. I was like, wait a minute, and I had to Google it because I was like, that's Jesse Stewart, and he's a pretty good kind of like folk country artist. He was playing with bubbles.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
What should we talk about?
We covered a lot.
Covered a lot in
In
a
a
short
little
amount
bit.
of time.
I had
It's so weird. We had like a nice little structured show. We bing bang. We covered it off with like the ticker, like a pro show with a ticker going across top. We hit everything we got to hit, like Sports Center, and now we're just like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
I think I had some news stories.
Oh my god! Did
Maybe.
Tim? Did you do a little preparation for
I
today?
just Googled news.
No.
So I watched.
No, I just saved some.
Just watched some Google News.
There, you guys hear about the money found on Joel Osteen's wall?
Yeah. Everybody has. If you don't have emergency money in your drywall, then you're probably not living right.
Well, the thing was,
I don't do it where you guys can have access. Come on.
So it's in the bedroom.
so he reported that money stolen. I don't know what, like 5-6 years ago, and then it ends up still being in the building.
He
He
actually
probably forgot.
he misplaced it. It was an accident. He
Probably
forgot.
forgot.
He put it in the drywall, and then it was like, oh shit, where's that $500 grand I had?
How old?
I think-
Must have been
how old
stolen.
is this guy again?
What, Joel Osteen?
He's like what, 50?
Yeah,
He's
late
fucking on death's doorstep. Man.
late 40s probably,
Yeah,
or
man, I wouldn't be surprised if he just forgot.
no. Anyway, a little sketchy, I guess.
Listen,
the
what
other
rich
one?
people do with their money is their business, Tim. Okay. Speaking of rich people and age, Vince, you're not going to like this, but Elon Musk does suggest that people over the age of 70 should not run for political office.
Why would I? I would like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Great.
But you don't like that you have to agree with Elon Musk.
I have no problem agreeing with him,
Oh.
but
Yeah, he's got one good thing out of the 10 other shit things that he says.
And that's a low ball in it.
One out, I don't know, 1 out of 50 for the
Perfect,
for the shit things that he says on Twitter.
But back to the whole money in the wall thing, Tim. You're an old school guy. You like to use cash and coins and stuff like that. Where do you hide your money? There's got to be some weird, like, is it?
We know you don't trust
In my
Are you under
wallet.
the mattress kind of guy, or do you have a little hole in your drywall
It's-
too?
I also believe in banks though, so I just
Whoa.
I like
You are
using
pretty progressive.
I like using cash. It's just
Okay, but where do you hide your cash?
in my wallet so I can spend it.
Yeah, but I know you got some extra.
Actually,
Don't hold on to me,
I
Tim.
don't.
It's all in gold.
He has, yeah, that's you
My
have gold,
gold
you have gold
bullion.
bricks buried in the
Yeah,
backyard.
I have my own Scrooge McDuck room hidden away where I can dive in.
Do you have a safe
and
in your house?
Are you trying to get me robbed?
I'm just curious. I mean, you just leave everything out in the open.
No, I do not. Have a safe.
Well, now you're gonna get robbed. Because it's like, well, I guess I can just walk into Tim's front door and he's got his cash laying everywhere since he won't hide it.
Tim does
I
have
I
a
don't-
gun, and he'll shoot you if you come into his house.
Stop. You know, you and I both
got
know
you,
Tim
Tim.
doesn't have a gun.
I got you, Tim. They don't know that.
Oh yeah.
And you
Yeah,
don't
Tim has
know
a gun.
you don't know that either.
You can borrow my gun, Tim.
Tim doesn't have a gun, but Vince is closer than the police, and Vince has a
Yeah.
gun,
Yeah,
so he
there-
could be there very quickly.
Mm. Could be.
Vince might not be as trigger happy, but
That's true.
The other thing I had was North Carolina illegalized the car modification described as the Carolina squat.
can you repeat all that in English, please?
North Carolina said it is illegal for cars or trucks, I guess it would be, to lower their back end and then raise the front.
It's called a Carolina squat.
Carolina squat.
Is that the official name for it?
Yeah, apparently.
I've always called it something much more derogatory.
Can you say what you called it?
I prefer not to.
Okay,
I usually reserve it just for those guys that I see doing it.
Perfect. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it off air.
So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, like a truck like that.
So that's
The-
illegal? Why is that illegal?
Because you're looking at the sky and not the
Oh, yeah,
road.
probably a safety hazard. That makes sense.
Well, in the state of Georgia, you can't have your truck can't be lifted more than like 5 inches or something.
Yeah.
Why? That's
Well,
not fair.
it
Some
ma-
of my truck drivers are lifted higher than 5 inches.
No, they're not. They're
Yeah,
not lifted at all.
Yeah, but
No.
a semi is higher than a
Their
5-inch lift
Their
truck.
idea is that the bumper sits up higher,
Oh.
and so. It
I see
more
what
So
or
you're
less
saying.
if your truck is lifted all the way in the air and your wheel accidentally gets cranked, you're probably just going right over. I mean, it's gonna happen. You're top heavy.
Yeah, let them. That's my.
Yeah, that's
Let-
actually true.
Let them do that.
It is kind of a Darwinism sort of thing.
So what's it called? Like Carolina dip?
Squat.
Carolina squat. Okay.
Carolina squat. Yeah. I don't know. Just thought it was I saw a picture of it, like a meme, somebody making fun of it, and then
But
I
why
saw a news article a couple weeks later, and now it's illegal
Why
in
would
North
somebody
Carolina.
do that?
Because they're stupid. I don't know.
I just
it's
don't.
a trend that I don't know.
I mean, are there people who actually think that's cool? I mean, apparently there has to be enough people to think it's cool for them to make it illegal
Yeah.
And have a name for it.
and have a name for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Fetal alcohol syndrome, man. It'll.
Damn.
That was a shot to all of the Carolinas. Now, who do you think
Really
started the Carolina squad? Was it South Carolina or North Carolina?
Well, they legalized it in North Carolina, so maybe there. I don't know.
Is the North Carolina the real South of the Carolinas? Now we're in a bit of a pretzel.
Well,
My head
probably
hurts.
no. That I'm sure South Carolina could never make it illegal because you're my rights.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
My vehicle, my choice.
yeah.
Um,
It's not my problem if I can't see you.
have you guys ever done anything stupid with your cars before like that? It doesn't have to be a Carolina squad, but
No.
you're just a real
I've-
straight.
I
Have you been driving the Ranger your whole life, Vince?
I've been driving Rangers my entire driving
I-
career.
I've never modified any of my cars.
So I had-
besides for an oil air filter. That's about it, or that's it.
An oil air filter,
Like a
Lifetime air filter.
not a well, yeah,
like
I guess.
a K&N.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
That's an
But
engine
that-
air filter.
Well, no, but it's an oiled air filter. That way, it has less restriction, and
Oh, okay.
I did that, and then 6 months later, my car sucked a valve, so I will never do that again. And
Hey.
that's the most modification I
Lesson
ever
learned.
did, and never again.
Now I had a very modified car. I did none of the work, but there was. I'm trying to think of what is the word that you describe like a kid in high school who does like these stupid things to his car because they think they're cool. But you know what I'm talking about? There should be
A douche.
yeah. Okay. So there was this kid I worked with who was a douche, and he had a 1996 Chevy Corsica.
The fuck is that?
It's like a
Hold on. I'm gonna,
Yeah,
I need to pull
Google
up
the
a
Chevy
it's like a Lumina, but
Yeah. So it
What year was it, you
shorter?
said?
1996. So he had the Chevy Corsica with the tinted windows with these like, there were these like, it had regular headlights, but then you can also flip the switch and it had like blue and
Mhm.
flashing lights. And also it had like
Holy
this like
shit.
fat muffler on it that was out of control. And it had
Yeah.
an engine that was spray painted blue
yeah, I think that was the replacement for the Cavalier for a minute.
for a hot minute.
Yeah.
So he had
I
this.
realized it was trash.
So he had a decked out Chevy
Wow.
Corsica.
Mhm.
My car had broken. I was in high school at the time too. My car had broken down, and I had no money.
Mhm.
And he said he would give it to me for $900. So I did.
Worst deal
Wait,
ever.
is this your buddy's fucking Corsica, bud? Right there?
No, his was red.
Oh.
Or it was. I guess it was mine.
This one has a spoiler.
Moral of the story is I bought it. So I had a maroon Corsica that was all tricked out. It was the biggest piece of crap I ever driven. Anytime it rained, the water would seep through the back doors.
The door seals were
The
just
seals
trash.
were off. Dude, I had
in the
puddles of
90s.
water on my back floor. Anytime it rained, and I was living in Seattle at the time, so as you
Yeah.
can see, there was always water on my floor. So yeah, I had a pretty decked out Corsica. Outside of that, I think my car's been pretty straight and narrow since then.
Yeah.
Most modifications I've done, like in the Ranger, I have an aftermarket stereo.
You should Carolina dip your Ranger.
Oh yeah, man.
Squat.
Is it illegal here?
No,
Well,
unfortunately
well-
not, because I've seen people with it.
Okay, we'll
and
rebrand
I
it.
flip them off when I see them.
And they can't see you because they're looking at the fucking sun.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, because I want them to see me flipping them off.
Vince, you should Nebraska squat your car.
What is that gonna look like?
Ooh, we should do.
That's
That's
No.
back. That's back.
Yeah, no, that's
up.
That's
we
when
should
just
Nebraska
the
dip.
passenger side.
Yeah, it's a Nebraska dip. That's what we'll call it.
No, your ass end is up.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
like
then
that.
you
Your-
just and
your
then you
front's down.
yeah the
Ass
front's
is up.
front down, ass up, and then you can only drive in reverse because
That's a little too elaborate, Tim. But I like the front down. I like the.
See, I think it'd just be the
inc-
passenger side down, driver's side lifted, because
I like that
it
too.
insinuates that you got maybe a heavier set friend in the passenger seat because we're in Nebraska or something.
I like that.
Calling us fat now? Come on.
Just do something to
Pretty
your
fat state, man. It's pretty fat.
Vince,
Not
just
a-
do something
We're
to
not
your
Minnesota or Wisconsin fat, though.
At
least not around
I've been
here.
fixing my Ranger. What? I don't want to do stuff.
But do something
after-
cooler than just fix it. I guess, Tim, you have a 2-runner. You could do something with that.
Yeah, I put bigger tires on it. That's
Oh,
all I
See,
did.
you
Trick-
modified
Well,
it.
yeah,
not-
you tricked it out.
Well, they're
Oversized tires.
they're the same size of tires. They're just all terrain, even though it is a 2-runner. But
yeah,
still,
but you got to compensate for the lack of 4-wheel drive.
yeah, I just have to put 600 pounds of weight in the back.
Yeah. That would, damn it,
And
Tyler.
that doesn't do too bad. It just can't go through a foot of snow.
All
or
you do is
anything.
nod.
You're supposed to not.
You're
I
breaking
did.
the fourth wall. It's now you already ruined it. You blew it all
You
up.
ruined it.
I just said what kind. And I didn't even say it. I just pointed.
I did. I went like that, and you're like,
You ruined the show.
you've
It's
ruined
over.
it. This is the last
One
episode, guys.
193.
Sorry.
We
So-
almost made it.
So for the listeners, Vince wanted another beer. So I pointed at a beer to make sure that was the right type of beer. Instead of just saying thumbs up or nodding, he goes, and now it's all ruined.
I was thinking about our viewers.
Nobody views it. Who cares? Who cares about the view? This is only for you. Vince, you're the only one who views it. So if you could just nod, you'll understand it. Nobody else will, and it'll be okay.
How do you know I'm the
Now
only
you're
one that views it?
discrediting because I look. You're discrediting the listeners, the loyal listenership who've been here since day one.
Well, apparently I'm not a loyal viewer.
You're a loyal viewer, but we started viewing way later than started listening. I think I'm gonna. Guys, I have an idea. I think I'm gonna open up the live streams to everyone
Might as well.
because our patrons are kind of useless. No disrespect, but I shouldn't have to. I mean, I don't even have to say no
So-
disrespect because they're not listening. So
Yeah.
maybe just give it to
They're-
everybody.
Might as well. See what happens.
Yeah.
Give it to them for free, and then once people start
Then
using
once
it,
they start
then
using it,
you
yeah, they'll
charge.
take-
Then
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 snatch
you're
it from you.
charging. Yeah.
That's a great business model. I like
Yeah.
that.
Oh wait, I shouldn't have said that.
Now they know.
Except they're
Nobody's
not
watching.
Except they're not.
Nobody's watching. Nobody's listening. We're doing it at a very safe time. So next year, when they start listening again,
That's true. They won't know.
they'll be like, "Whoa, I can watch it too. This
Boom.
is crazy." Yeah.
Boom.
Mm.
Dude, should we have a Christmas party? Like a podcast Christmas party? That'd
Sure.
be fun.
Be fun.
You guys are so boring.
I don't know.
Doing a
Well, it would be really weird for us to do a white elephant since there's only 3 of us. It'd get,
Well, we don't have to get gifts. I just mean have some food and play some ping pong, and
oh, yeah.
that'd be cool.
I'm
Yeah.
doing a Commander Christmas.
What's that mean?
Magic.
Tim knows.
So on
Tim understands.
so on Christmas Day, instead of celebrating with your
not
family, you're
Christmas Day. Commander Christmas, not the Holy Christmas.
oh, I was about to say
Jeez.
Jesus didn't die for you to play magic on his
Oh, I
birthday.
think he did.
Yeah, not for magic's witchcraft.
It's not. They have the tons of angels in magic lore, okay? So, and gods,
Oh,
okay? So,
okay.
anyways, but yeah, we're doing Commander Christmas where we all make $35 Commander decks, which is very hard to do.
Why? Because it's so expensive or so cheap?
So expensive.
Man, you have a new job now. $35 isn't expensive.
I know that's not expensive. I'm saying like to make a good Commander deck,
Oh.
it usually costs you a lot of money.
Oh,
So-
so you have to try to make a good deck with a budget of
Yeah.
Okay, that
Correct.
sounds intriguing.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
Mm.
We should do something like that for the podcast. We have to do a podcast but like with one arm behind our back or like without beer or something.
We
That
can
sounds
only
that actually
use-
sounds terrible,
We
but
can only use, yeah,
we can only use
words-
pronouns.
We can only use words that start with W.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That would not work.
What would we want when we? Is there a W word for communicate? That's tough. That's not, or like only use
Walkie-talkie.
only use verbs. We can do a whole podcast only in verbs.
No.
What about a whole podcast of just Christmas lingo?
I mean,
We
since we are recording, like video recording, we could dress up
Oh,
too. You could be Santa.
you guys can be my elves. Vince, you can be my Mrs. Claus.
I'm down. I'd look good.
fuck it, I'll be Rudolph then.
I like that. That'd be fun. I mean, I think we know, and our listeners all know that we would never go through the effort of trying to buy these costumes, but it is a fun idea, and I like to think about it. I like to talk about it.
He likes it. Tyler loves nothing more than to brainstorm and then
never
I'm
follow
a big
through.
idea guy. I just don't. I wish I could follow through. I just don't have the resources. I don't have the money or the time.
Or the will. Or the will.
Oh, I have the will, Tim. I just don't have I don't have enough patrons. That's what it is.
I like your new attempt to guilt trip people into joining Patreon. It's great.
Hey, if one thing doesn't work, you have to try something else. So that's
Try them all.
If that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. Okay. So
Tim's hanging it up.
My ass is asleep. So
Tim just quit. We downgraded. If you'd like to Tim have more comfortable chairs on Patreon.com, he is sitting in a foldable chair, and it's been about 50 minutes.
I could go get the good one. I'm lazy.
Don't tell them that.
We need Patreon members. Tim.
Love you in before I get back. Goodbye.
What are you going to talk about, Vince? This is a dual podcast now.
Old school.
It's a little do-si-do.
Back to the good old days.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
That was
well, we had a lot of episodes where it was just Tim in the background, not really there, but
we should probably send him back to the background.
Kind of was right then, I guess.
Yeah.
The Broncos play the Chiefs tonight, man, and I'm
big
pumped.
game.
I'm pumped. I'm ready for it.
But are you also
the first time you've seen me decked out in all my Broncos gear in a long time?
But are you ready for disappointment though too?
No.
That's,
no, never.
You can't have that mentality as a fan.
Never. I'll never be ready for disappointment.
It's win or bust every single game.
That's what it is.
It's either we win this game and we'll win the Super Bowl, or we lose this game and it's all over. It is pretty funny, and I sometimes dabble with the Titan game threads on Reddit, and people are very reactionary. We're 5 minutes in the first quarter and we go 3 and out, and it's that's it, worst team in the league, burn it all down. It's what are you talking about, dude? Not even close. Just give it a sec.
Yeah.
You can't win on every play.
It's very true.
It'd be nice if you could.
But I mean, coming off a good win against the Chargers, I mean, we just sucked Justin Herbert's dick for how long? He's a good quarterback.
And he can't even beat the Broncos.
Can't even beat the
Joe
Broncos.
Burrow's the real quarterback here.
Shit. So, yeah.
It's not his fault his team's inconsistent. And it's the Chargers. They'd find a way to lose.
Entirely on the quarterback's shoulders.
Are you defending Justin Herbert now?
I like Justin Herbert because he's my fantasy quarterback. I like Josh Allen
There's
a couple
no
years.
talking out of that, then.
I guess you got to. You probably like Brandon Staley though too, huh? You guys, so
I
you
have a
kinda
soft spot.
So are the Chargers maybe low key like your AFC team?
Fuck you, Tim.
No, I would never go that far. I'm never gonna have a different team or people try to justify that oh, you can have an AFC and an NFC team or an AL and an NL baseball team. No, you can't. But it's just I have soft spots for different teams, and they're one of them. Probably.
I'm not saying you have to like somebody as much as the Rams. I'm just saying if you see an AFC game going down, maybe cheer for the Chargers.
Yeah, they're in the same building. I might as well.
So did you cheer for the Chargers last week?
I mean, yeah, because this is my fantasy quarterback. But I'm cheering for the Broncos tonight.
Listen, I had
I'm cheering
Dak
for the
Prescott last year as my fantasy football quarterback.
Yeah.
And
he broke his leg.
Well, the thing is that I love Dak Prescott as a fantasy quarterback because the Dallas Cowboys would always lose, but damn it, he would try so hard.
Not this year. I have him this year, and he's terrible. He got me 11 points this week.
And the Cowboys keep winning, so it's you get to pick one, I guess. So but I'm just saying, you could still cheer for Justin Herbert without having to just dive all in on the fucking Chargers bandwagon. All right, bud?
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean,
relax with the cheering on the Chargers thing.
Yeah, sure. But I mean,
I will still pull. It is better than the Chiefs, though.
I will pull for them whenever it isn't against something else. Well, I don't know about that. Not this year. Maybe next year.
The disrespect.
I'm pulling for the Broncos tonight.
Tim just shows up and spits in Vince's face every week.
And then you wonder why we like have to shit on you. Every once in a while. Put you back in your spot.
Who's your NFC team?
I don't have one.
Well, you've. I
Used
thought
to be the
Packers.
Rams.
I thought Packers.
I like the Packers. I've always had a soft spot for
Yeah.
them.
See,
They were
that's
like
the same.
They were
That's the
my
same
grandpa's
thing.
favorite team. So,
Yeah.
but I don't really care that much. So
Yeah.
the Lambeau Leap is cool. I like when players interact with fans like that. It's really cool.
Mhm.
But other than that, I really could care less about any other team ever.
Just Broncos and Magic for Vince. That's his life.
Yes, sir. And the Huskers.
Yeah. No other passions.
Gave up on League, man.
Did you completely? What are you playing?
Not completely, but
So are you only playing Magic games on your computer now?
I play a lot of Magic on the computer. Yeah, but it's not all I play.
Are you ever going to start streaming again on Twitch?
Why?
Because I like to watch sometimes, as long as you're not playing Magic.
I got nothing else to play for.
I have given you a list of games I would enjoy watching you play.
and I don't got any of them to play.
Buy them. You have a new job now.
Exactly.
Dance,
it
monkey.
starts early in the morning.
You're the rich guy of the podcast now. So it's,
I don't know about that, but hopefully.
You have no dependents. You have a
Yeah, technically,
You're paying job.
I bring in all the cash, but I have like a bunch of kids I have to feed and shit. You're solo. You just hoard the money,
I wish.
and you should spend it on games that I want to watch you play.
But Magic, again, is a very expensive hobby.
He's like, I can't quit.
And they keep doing. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit into Magic. It's a Magic podcast now. So Wizards of the Coast.
Can I turn on the game?
Wizards of the Coast does a little thing.
What game?
Yeah, what game?
My game, the Rams game, is on right now.
Who cares? Yeah. Anyways,
I mean, I'm leaving in like 10 minutes, but you can stay and watch.
Okay.
Anyways,
Never mind then.
so
Vince, we don't
Wizards
care.
of the Coast has been doing these. They're called like secret lair drops, and basically it's just like
Sounds intriguing.
cards that they reprint with like very cool art and stuff, and so that's been a problem because a lot of these are like really fucking cool art, and they even did one. They literally had Magic cards with arcane art.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, which I wasn't really into because it was literally just like screenshots of the show, and then they just put it on a card.
That's cheap.
Yeah, I wasn't into it.
That's like so. There's some like subreddit I found that had like people would post like fan art of a certain like book universe or whatever, but then people started posting like art that was actually like in the book. It's like, why are people upvoting this? Like, this is in the book. This is no fun. Are you guys gonna watch the Game Awards show this week?
I didn't
It's
know.
on the 9th.
I didn't.
They're
know.
not. None of the games really interest me at
No,
all.
but it's for the previews. It's for the upcoming games.
true.
That's the exhilaration part of it. Is like, let me see what you're doing. Like, give me an announcement. Give me something big. It's like, as a video game fan, there's a certain like addict sensibility where it's like, I need some news. I need something. And for that, I will be watching the Game Awards show. Okay, I think that's it.
Go either way.
But like they did like a whole Dracula set.
Cool.
They have like some cool art.
Vince, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care.
Hold on. I'll show you.
I don't want to see.
No, I think you'll like. Magic art's really good, guys. Like, if people.
Well,
literally
we're gonna
just
be
buy
this is
the
a
art.
podcast. If we're gonna look at art, let's end the podcast and then you can show me then.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We love you, appreciate you, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Squeeze.
What is squeech?
I don't get it. Why did you say squish?
Squeech.